Hello, friends. It's Phil, and on today's walk, I was looking through the woods, and actually, on today's walk with Open, sorry, I should backfill this a bit. Every morning, every morning, I take my working cocker spaniel, Open, for a half an hour to an hour walk every morning. As long as I do that, it sets him up for the day. That's the first thing I have to do. Then I get on with the day. The second part of the day is doing this podcast, which is usually around about 15 minutes of the day. And then I move on to doing whatever's in the schedule: lawns, gardens, planting, stuff. Yesterday, it was a really sunny day in the afternoon. Really, really sunny. And up here in North Yorkshire, which is it's a bit further behind most of the UK in terms of flowering, the daffodils were 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 out finally. And let's just say it'd taken about sevenish days for them to appear from the ground, to kind of hint at opening, and then finally open. And yesterday, because the sun was out, they looked glorious. They were kind of like flopping around in the wind, happy as merriment can be. Dancing is the way I view them. But here's the thing that is so evident about the daffodils. And let's just say they're not the first flowering plant of the year. There are some trees and shrubs that flower earlier. But the combination of the hellebores and the daffs are kind of the fanfare to the start of the year. And it's kind of like a fanfare yet a wave goodbye, weirdly. Because the weird thing about, if you've worked outside for as many years as I have, and you've watched the season come and the seasons go, one of the things you come to realize is the season coming is much more, let's say, much more evident to see than the season going, the passing over of a season. So, with the daffodils, for instance, and the hellebores, it's evident yesterday that they are out, they are showing, they are looking awesome. And if you look really, really closely at these beautiful plants, these beautiful flowers, and do look really closely at them, you will see many, 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 many variations of flower. You think daffodils are just those yellow things, but there's all sorts of combinations of flowering, and not many people look closely enough, and not many people buy the really specialist, let's say the limited edition daffs. But over the years I have. And actually, by the way, if you plant your daffs, don't put one here, one there, and sort of piecemeal it around the garden. Get 20, 25, dig a hole, put them all in, and you'll get a massive, beautiful show, some of which you can then trim down for your house. But look, the thing is, and whilst it's tinged with optimism and joy, there's also is that it? Because when the daffs come out on a day like yesterday, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. The clock is kind of ticking on the end of winter, early spring, but the clock is ticking on that show, that fanfare, that dancing. It's kind of quite isolated in its way. It's quite a celebration, I think. But the clock is ticking. And I reckon the daffs in North Yorkshire, where I am in the UK, I think the daffs are going to be looking pretty good for probably about another 7 to 10 days. Depends on the weather. At the moment, we've got some showers coming down. That's not going to be very good for them. But that said, if we get a really intense sunny period, that's not very good for them. So, yeah, we need a little bit of in between. A little bit of in between. Bit of sun, bit of rain, bit of wind. Kind of just keeps them agitated and dancing, kind of thing. But look, all I'm thinking about here is just remember your bulbs have to go in September, October kind of time. Not all of them, but some of them. And there are bulbs that can be going in now, and there's bulbs that can be going in the future. But some things pass through too fast. It's kind of like we've been waiting for spring. We've been waiting for the start of the season. And then when the start of the season comes, it passes through so quick, it almost falls from your hands. Anyway, the good news is the season is upon us. Spring is around about here. We have some milder temperatures, some showers. We have the daffs out. Don't quite have the grass growing yet, but nearly. It is developing. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're moving forward, step by step. Anyway, I've got to go now. Got to go and do some stuff for some people. Anyway, take care. Catch you soon. Ta-da. Bye. Oh, and by the way, yeah, go and find Jacques Amand in Stanmore, the bulb wholesaler. It's extraordinary in that place. It's extraordinary. And it will change the way you think about bulbs forever. Anyway, I'll catch you soon. Take care. Ta-da. Bye.